I know you read that. Tell me where it's at on this one now.
Yeah, what happened, we've got two separate accounts
Okay,
showing
so
here. This is the new account,
Uh-huh.
so now our money's going into the executive. I got confused, I was thinking some sort of executive account, I forgot. It's
Yeah, that's
executive
international.
bank. So that's the income. Both of
Right.
these would be.
Okay,
would be the
16.
income.
And that would be
That's up to
16.
the 16.
Okay. Okay, I'm with you. Did we make a balance sheet for the resident? Or we don't have one?
We don't have one, I can make one. I do have a couple of copies of the office.
Okay, but the balance sheet that we have for the resident is supposed to be the simplified one.
Yes, the abbreviated, which would be on page,
Okay.
it's here, it's on here.
Okay, if you have a couple,
You could do those pages.
you will want to give them. Yeah, because we need to have those available.
This one right here, right? And this one.
Yeah. We need to have those available and then we can also put them up on the site.
Oh, he sent me a packet.
He
You
did,
did get
he did collect, yeah, he
Okay,
did collect
one
the
good.
meeting packet.
Good, okay. But for those that come, we can give them one. Which one is it? What is it?
The general levy, the trial balance. It's simplified.
Okay.
We could even include with that the summary and the balance sheet and 2 pages prior.
These two.
Because
You want to write that down?
Yes.
Make sure that happened next meeting. We have a copy of that and also the agenda. Matter of fact, we can attach that to the agenda and then we'll have that right with the agenda.
Got it. Perfect. I have one copy, which is the one that's coming on.
Okay. Any question in reference to financial report?
No.
Okay. At this time, I would like to make a motion to accept that report.
Aye.
Is there a second?
Second, sorry.
So properly second by Vince. Any question, comment? All of those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved. Going to G, management report. Tab number 4.
Manager report. So basically what I've done is I've simplified the manager report to your basic work order report. The open projects that are going on is the following. We're removing and relocating a light pole from the unit at 8301 Northwest 200 Terrace to move it across the street to the park to provide better lighting. There is a fence down the street on 82nd Court and 201st Street that is falling off, needs to be repaired. We're also working with the electricians to install a light pole at the intersection of 82 Court and 201st. However, in order to do that, an engineer needs to be called to present the proper lighting and the amount of lighting that needs to be done. I also have the open orders for the three mail kiosks, the rear pool gate that is being completed to be repaired. The rear pool gate back here. We're waiting for the new security company. We're also have a pending of an intercom installation and the late maintenance, which we're in the process of also getting squared away. As far as the closed work orders that have been done, the painting of the light post of the entire property, the pool gate was welded, the picks were welded on the outside as well as it was a mesh to protect the push to exit button. Beautification of the guardhouse was recently done. Some documents that were notarized. the bulletin boards were relocated and a new one was installed in the office area. Recently we updated our pool equipment as well. Ropes were replaced, the pool rules were updated, signs were added, and more safety features were added for the pool, and obviously we're working on getting the new pool permits. The last project that I did, your homeowner hard copies have been reconstructed for the entire community. So now, not only do you have your virtual, but you also have hard copies that can be accessed. As you know, all violations were done for the entire community last month. The last set went out on January 31st. There was a concrete slab that was removed on the corner of 201 and 83rd Ave. There was a standalone pole that was removed. And Henry did a repair of a light pole on 19601 and 83rd Ave. And there was a burst irrigation pipe on this corner right here, which Glenn already addressed. So that's what I have for my manager's report. At this time.
Do you have any questions on the report? The only, was there a finance committee meeting?
The finance committee meeting was actually postponed due to the fact that so many extensions, anybody that was due already, all asked for extensions. So at that moment, there was no fine committee meeting for that reason.
Are we saying that all of those that have violation of movable items ask for extension? Is that what we're saying?
Movable items did not ask. Some did ask for extensions, some did not.
Okay, but movable items don't require extension, they must come to a committee, finance committee.
What I am going to do with the movable is I will actually send them all in one packet to hearing. That was my mistake on that time. And I will correct it. But some of them did send out requests for extension, even if they were movable.
We don't give no extension on it. The removable is something you can move. Removable. Truck,
Basketball hoop.
trailer,
Trash cans.
trash cans, basketball hoops. Those things are removable. You can move it the same day. And the reason we want requesting that all that have removable things that have been in violation come to meeting although they have done that is because we want the committee advise that next time is automatic fine. Why? Because I move it today, next week I have it there again. And this is the back and forth and we want you to make sure you understand that you just don't need to keep it there or bring it in the property.
I'd like to make a note on one of the violations. I did my research, anything, and I will be putting in anything that is, I looked at some vehicle registrations. Any van that does not have a window, on the registration, it does say CRG van. Meaning it is a cargo van, meaning it is a commercial vehicle. So
And that's
that's on the vehicle registration.
so whenever all of those that fall under that, they're supposed to get a violation and they need to come to a meeting. And when they come to a meeting, they need to bring the registration. You have to let them know they need to bring that because, and please,
Photocopy.
if you have a photocopy of, no, don't do that. Just let them know registration, bring their registration.
Okay.
Just let them know.
But so far, that's all I found in the vans. I haven't found anything. The pickup trucks, it's a very vague line.
No, with pickup truck, that's a different issue.
But cargo vans, it does say CRG van.
Van. No, pickup truck, I would say, if you have a pickup truck with signs, to me, is a commercial. Or if you have a pickup truck with all kind of stuff in the back that you can see and take a picture of, to me is a commercial. Now, if you have a pickup truck that you use it to go to work and come back, that's for you.
We don't have BB&T anymore.
I know, but isn't it?
The finance
Is that-
committee
They used to send that to
used to be the
everybody.
week before the meeting.
1980,
That's not the case anymore.
What's that?
The finance committee used to be.
He didn't do it. He's saying that he
So we don't
didn't
have
understand.
BB&T. I changed my.
Oh,
It's supposed to be.
As soon
Yeah.
as they sent me.
It need to be.
So
At
we
least
just announced it that
I
way.
paid
It
twice.
needs to be at least a week before, because then it gives the management and everyone, management putting the report together and the recommendation, time to do that without rushing and making mistakes, and then they can submit that to us.
So we can already announce the next finance meeting. It's a week before the next.
Well, first of all, they have to, yeah, you can say that, but they have to confirm with the 3 members.
Oh,
That the 3 members can meet on X day, because we don't want to, that is not, finance committee is not like the board is stand up to, yeah, so they have to, he would send the 3 tentative days, and then we would decide what is convenient for the 3 of them. I don't know.
We don't usually have a conflict.
No, I'm not saying that, but I don't want to speak for you.
I understand.
The management report, is that something that we are sending to also to the communication committee?
It is part of the meeting packet.
Oh, okay.
And basically, the copy that I sent you guys on Friday is the copy that the communications committee is going to be receiving as well, moving forward.
Okay.
That's on the same day that the board gets the final,
Now, the only thing that the communication committee will receive will be the owner's,
balances.
yeah, it's not there.
Well, no, it's not there. They,
but everything else they can see.
yeah, David Hyde and I have been working on abbreviating always the financial reports so that the homeowner information is not appeared.
Okay. Okay,
Why? Why can't they post it? Everybody that's paid.
okay, management report, I will make a motion to accept the management report. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Been properly second. Discussion? Comment, remark? All of those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved. We're going to old business H.
My next residence comments.
Old business. Vote to the new contract with the security company after negotiation. Okay. That,
It's still big. Because
okay,
our attorney
we're not
submitted.
gonna vote for that.
No, exactly. We can
So,
table it.
and that, well, but we wasn't gonna vote for that, that's a very address.
Remember, this was prior to Edo's email.
Right, but that's something what we are doing is just negotiate.
Okay. Well, no, that's right. Okay, that's not.
Vote to hire the survey and major road project in Marbella Park. Now, the project we're speaking of, for those that was not here, is redoing the streets in the complete community. And the idea is to get a study going from an engineering company or
Nice.
survey company that will do a study. Once they do the study, then we can look at it and say if we want to do it this way or if we want to do it this other way. And once we come up with how we want to go about it, then we can vote and go, let's say we were both going, because there's two types. One of the type is how we did the lake. We picked up everything. That's one way. The other way is an overlay. What you see an I-75 or an I-95 that they scrape on top and they come back with a big machine and put that. They call that overlay. My understanding overlay is way more cheaper. And it will look and bring everything up to par. But we're not no professionals, so we need to find someone that could do the study and then be able to present it to us. Then be able to then look at it and try to decide who we're going to. Once that is done, and we decide what company we're going with, then that company will have like a bid sheet, all the specification, and then we will be able to send that out to several construction companies that work on that. And they will be able to send us a sealed offer. And we will open it here and then decide who we will go with to do the job. So it's a process, it's not an overnight thing. You had a question in reference to that specification?
Yes, I have talked to you before about this. I know you both work for the city, but normal people don't do this. We don't do studies. You bid a contractor. The contractor does the study to see what you have to do. We shouldn't be paying money out for a study. We're not, the city of Miami or Dade County or Broward County. We're a very small community. We shouldn't be paying money to a person to do a study. We should be bidding the project, and the people that are bidding the project should be doing the study. And when they bring you back their proposal should have what their study proposed. And then you decide whether you want to go with that company that maybe didn't do a very good study, or another company that's going to charge more money that did a better study. But not to spend our money on a study. I can study for you before you even get to the study, if you want. You just go South Florida concrete, South Florida asphalt, Miami-Dade asphalt. There's all the big companies have them come in, make a bid. They have architects, designers, engineers that work for them, that tell them what they have to do in what areas. And you're right. There are, most of our community, they can just dredge, they make the little lines and recover. There's some places they're going to have to take out completely, put up barricades, to redo the whole thing, because when we can't close our whole community. They're going to have to do it in sections, and maybe do it in sections over a couple of years. But this study thing, just like we did for the lake, what we pay, $9,000 to do a study for the lake, is not something that normal people do. Florida Power and Light does.
The concern, Richard, with doing it, what you're saying, you hire somebody that have their surveyors, their professionals that work for them. The concern is that they work for them. If we hire our own consultants, our own surveyors, they work for us, and they're going to advise us. Their only motive is to advise us what's best for us.
You found that's not true. It's not their only motive. Their only motive is to make money.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to make money.
We've already hired them.
People should make money. I'm in business to make
We've
money.
already hired them. If we hire a company that's going to do the work, and they come in and say, well, you really need to do this, and this is better, because it's the same company that we're going to pay to do the work.
If you get six companies to do it, you're going to have the intelligence to make a decision without spending money on hiring. I'm just saying, this is a mindset that government workers have. No,
It's not
mindset.
coming from a government worker, it's coming from the private sector.
Okay,
worker.
private sector.
And
You would
as-
not
if
hire an
I-
engineer to figure out what you had to do in your house. You bid it out and then take the company that gave you the best proposal. You know that.
In my field, if this was a condominium and I didn't know what I know, if this was a condominium with elevators, I would say hire an elevator consultant, let them put the bid package
Because
together.
you're in government business, I'm just saying,
Because
okay.
I've been in the
I would
private
argue
sector
anymore,
as
this is
well.
my opinion, period.
Thank you. Now, the issue here is making sure that we are protected from one way or the other. Going with what has been suggested, we're running the risk that where we're doing it, we'll come up with different things and then they are not advising us what really is convenient for us. They're advising what is convenient for the construction company. And we wouldn't know right or wrong because we don't have that expertise. We don't have that expertise. And that's the reason we felt that it would be best to find someone that have the expertise. Now, we are not paying no one to, we're not paying no one to give us an estimate. They can give an estimate for us to decide who we can, and give us a presentation to see what we can decide with, who we can go. So, but once we decide that, not only they can put that together, but also they are the one that can follow everything up and sign off that this work has been done, and then sign it up because, as again, your idea is good, but there's no one here have the expertise. No one here have the expertise.
I just like a full board to vote on this.
You have a board.
We did,
3 people.
we did already. So
No.
we're not gonna go back to that. Moving forward, in reference to this, I know you do have, you did submit some information to us.
I believe 4 proposals were submitted.
Yeah, they're here. Before
I
6,
didn't
you have
have-
5.
I didn't have enough time to review these one by one. Did you all have time to review them?
Just been
There's a
looking
big
at
difference
ranges
between-
from 6,000 to 13,000. There's one high, 13,000,
Yeah.
a couple in the 6,000 range, and one I think was about 8,000.
85.
Does Affinity have any experience with any of these?
I asked around, I did ask around, Affinity actually referred me to, I believe it was the last one, B&B, surveyors. That's the person who Affinity referred me to.
Okay. I think, and we're talking about, these are just surveyors.
These are just surveyors, they pass it on to me. Each company I found out has their own 3 engineers, each company has their 2 or 3 engineers that they work with. So after they survey this, this goes after to the engineers. Obviously, they would provide a contact information to the engineers and we would present,
Ernesto, this is just what I'm
Okay,
saying.
okay, but then we talking about separate costs.
yes, they weren't.
There's no company that is a one-shot stop.
The only one, and it's not considered a one-stop shop, was the gentleman surveyed, no, it's this gentleman right here, the first one, the $12,000 one. He mentioned that he is a civil engineer, but his services are not included as an engineer in this one. He's just the highest proposal. But he is a civil engineer. So this would be the only person that is actually, he's the engineer for this company. Everything else is not. So he's the only one-stop shop, basically.
But he have like.
But he has a license, he's a civil engineer,
Uh-huh.
but this was not included in his services or his service proposal.
But in addition to civil engineering, we don't need civil engineer.
Well-
These are working outside here are just civil engineers.
It's a combination of civil and structural.
Okay, so we gonna need a structure, so there's gonna be another cost.
But this is
I
the
think-
first step.
Yes, but we don't want, I don't personally talking for myself, I'm looking for someone that is a company that's been in this business doing work in this line for years, and that have these skills, these talent. Why? Because what happened is, for instance, the surveyors can charge us $6,000, for instance.
Yes.
$7,000. Then, once that happens, then the engineer can come in and want to charge us well, their engineer is better than surveyors. So they can want to charge $10,000. So they already jumping to 16.
16,000.
So, right now I see that to me the $12,000 was better, but again, I don't know, personally I would rather, and I don't know what y'all think, to see if we can get some additional bids and try to look for companies that have all the.
Yeah, but I think your point is that this surveyor is not necessarily tying anything in with the engineer just because.
It's not, he just happens to be, he just happens to be a civil engineer.
Yeah, but in this quote, he's only covering the survey.
Exactly. The quotes that I got were based on the information that was given to them. So, but yeah, basically the information that was given to them was, you know, the community's intention with their project, and you know what was needed from them, and then obviously after the survey, they would move it on to the engineer of our choice that they would provide to us.
Okay.
Guys, please, we
what we
don't
would
need a
like-
survey, we
what
have
we
our
like-
civic survey already.
Please, what we would like, I think what we would like is that you go back to the board and look for companies that have everything that can give us a price, and they have the skills, because I think we're getting caught in the middle here where I already received $6,000 and something else can come up more than $6,000.
So for
And right now they're not giving us a price.
So for clarification, it's my understanding, the board would like for me at this time to look for a company that provides all services, that can provide all services, the surveyor and structural and civil engineering as one package.
Yeah, but we don't want Nick, that is Nick Incorporated, come and ask Ernest Incorporated and Ben Incorporated to work with it. We want to see if there's a company that have everybody together.
That's what I'm
So one
saying.
shop, yeah, but I'm just saying to you because I'm trying to be clear.
Like this gentleman with the 12,000 that he does the engineering and the surveying, something like that, basically. Okay.
I don't know what y'all think.
I don't know much about this. I just know the surveyor's got to do his work and then he hands it over to the engineer.
Because what he's doing is he's taking a measure of the elevations,
Right.
the drainage, the manholes, everything, and then passes it on to the engineer. And to my understanding, the engineer goes through it, approves it, makes any suggestions, any remarks that he may have to make, and then
Then you
puts,
present it to an asphalt company to see.
Richard, do me a favor.
And none of these include.
Could you smoke over on that side? The kind of smoke is just coming right inside. Thank you.
Yeah, I see.
None of these include the engineering portion.
none of them include the engineer. Like I said, the $12,000, he just happens to be a civil engineer as well. He mentioned that to me.
But he's not included.
But he is not.
So
He's
just
not.
for survey, that's $9,000.
Where's the
Write it down.
All right.
So I have this thing on auto.
In fairness to, or
Yeah.
in Richard's comment, there's no reason that we couldn't proceed with Richard's suggestion and ask contractors to give a price, right? I mean, it wouldn't cost anything.
No cost.
It would bring people here and, you know, it's more information, information is better. So we could ask the gentleman to seek 3 contracts, you know, have asphalt companies come in and tell us.
How they do it?
Yeah,
That was what they recommend.
doesn't cost anything.
Their recommendations, this is one way to do it, and the other way is actually the way that Richard said it, you can get the contractors too. But this is the first step, but again, they're just proposals, they're not gonna charge you for being on there.
That's fine.
You wanted to say something, Mr. Chairman?
You would, to find out if you have an outside engineer to oversee the project. I mean, are these companies are gonna allow an outside engineer to tell them how to do their work when they have engineers themselves?
That's not a choice.
No, but I'm saying,
We're not giving them that option. There's no option on that. Because you're not gonna hire someone and you don't have the expertise and you're gonna let that contractor do the job.
no, what I'm saying, but if the company is gonna allow an outside.
Oh, we have to let them know that.
Put it in the contract.
Yeah, we let them know that up front. I mean,
Yes.
we let them know that up front. Yeah, because there's nothing to hide in this. They wanna do this, they can tell us, they can do a great job. So if they're doing a great job, someone looking over their shoulders shouldn't be a problem.
In reference of previous projects they've done and stuff like that.
Is it possible that we could have that, within the next 20 days?
Yes.
Okay, because I think we need to have that way before the meeting, first to tip through.
Yes, but a project like this, yes.
Tip through.
I would have to meet with each individual contract and actually rove the entire property with them.
Okay. Okay, so I can make a motion just to table number 2 at this time. Do I have a second?
Second.
Been properly second. Discussion, remark? All of those in favor say aye. Okay, that's been approved. I got a company from Makers. That's not an issue. We can go with the cheapest right now.
Okay.
And
There is,
it's just for the front.
it's just for the front, I did send the 3 proposals.
Yeah, so we can look at, we can go with that cheaper. There's no vote for that. We have that in maintenance budget. That's part of maintenance budget. And I think the cheapest what it was.
274.
And some gutters that they can place in front of each mailbox. When there's rain or something, you can walk through there without getting
But it's just gonna be on one side, just the front?
in front, where you walk through. Yeah. All the in front, that is $270 for the 3 of them.
We have so many more things we need to do. Than put gutters up with.
Yeah. Going to number 4, go to the starting intercom for the pool. Again, that's fall under maintenance. We just need to look at that. So that'll need to be on the agenda.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, just a question. The intercom for the pool, is that to allow access to the pool beyond 3 p.m.? Is that one of
The
the,
intercom to the pool is for, what happened is that the manager is in here and he's not looking, let's say you come to the entrance and you don't have a car. You have to come out or you have to buzz you in
to enter the pool?
to enter, yes, to the
Right, but if
pool.
I have a card, I don't need to be buzzed in. So that 3 p.m. sign, I mean, I'm just wondering,
Oh.
why is it so early?
Oh, okay, I'm with you. For the pool, the only thing with pool during we call this winter time or springtime, cold time. We move it from 7 in the morning to 3, but since the manager is staying until 5, it will be moved from 7 to 5. And the reason for that is because no one can go into the cold pool.
Right, no, I
Okay,
understand.
that's
But
the
once the
issue.
summer comes and, we'll be, I don't know, maybe 6,
Then
7 p.m.?
when we go to, I think is it Memorial Day, right? I think that weekend is Memorial Day, unless it gets warmer before that time. It goes from 10 a.m. to, I think the latest is 7 o'clock at night. And then, no, Monday through Friday is from 12 to 7, and Saturday and Sunday is from 10 to 7, unless it's a holiday, it's 10 to 7 on holiday. And I think between 7 and 8 it get too dark. So I think that was
That's what we did last year.
Yeah.
It's open for discussion. Things might be different. We've got a rover now. We might adjust
Well,
if there's enough.
The
interest.
rover, yeah, part of the rover.
But that's done just because the water's cold.
Right, yeah, no, I was just
Yeah.
wondering 3 p.m. and maybe in the summer you guys could open it earlier because.
Yeah, the summer is,
12 noon is kind of late, it's already getting really hot. But
again,
come this summer.
if the
Or
manager's
decide.
here.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's-
If the manager is here,
it's
we can do
not an
some
issue.
changes, and I agree with Nick.
Previously with the vandalism that's happened here,
No, I
we had
understand,
to make
that was
sure
just,
we
don't
had
worry, I don't
security.
wanna take you guys off course from the conversation, that was just, when you talked, when you said intercom, I just was wondering if it was due to that.
Okay. So going to our new business, discussion and recommendation for trade proposal for cyber repair and exit community. Okay, again, that fall under maintenance, so we don't need to address that. That's not a contract that go over $1,000.
We just gotta get that.
Yeah,
Let's
just-
get
you
prices
got-
and
you
see
get
what it
price,
is, and
but
we
it's
might
not-
have to go.
It's not gonna go up over $1,000, but that fall under maintenance for the community. Okay, at this time, we go back to resident comments.
Board comments?
Board comments.
Have we done anything with card to, in lieu of petty cash to deal with that?
Okay.
We haven't gotten any petty cash. in a long
Okay,
time.
I did my research. Okay, basically, we can, in order for us to get a prepaid card, it can't be under the community name. It would have to be, the individuals that would be handling a card, let's say, for example, maintenance, which would be Henry, and the person who would be dispersing the petty cash, which would be yourself or whoever, would have to actually get a prepaid card. You can get it at any location, and you can reload it at that location. But the person has to be there because it doesn't link it does, for the sake of identity, it links it to your social, but it doesn't affect, there's no credit check. For example, I was gonna show you actually, I have aside from my debit card, I have this is what it looks like, it's just your regular, prepaid card. It's got a Visa logo, it has your name on it, and it does print statements, it prints invoices, and all you have to do is recharge it. There's no fees to recharge it at all. It's just the initial fee is $4 when you activate the card. But however, the people that would be using it, like, the person that would be dispersing the money, or, would be one person, and then, the second person that would be using it, whether it be management or maintenance, but it has to be under that person. And it's used as a debit card. That's the only.
Can you send me information on that link that I can read into a little more and get information?
Nick,
And when's the,
I'm not saying, I think it would be a really good idea to get a credit card that the treasurer holds, but do you remember what that guy did with a
no,
credit?
that's what,
credit card.
what I want to see is how
Maybe we
it's.
don't need to go into those
Listen,
problems.
I've had thousands of dollars in cash go through my hands.
I know,
and
so have I.
that's what I'm trying to get away from. I want to see
I would love that.
what the tracking is of that, so it's something that we can go on and look. All right, even if we give Henry one, and this is what he spent it on, and this is everything, and it's all accounted for.
Well, yeah, that's what it is. It's legit. It's through Visa. So Visa gives you a report, and it gives you like a login, and basically you can either deposit it cash at a HES or a CVS, or you can wire transfer it from another account, which that's a little bit more complicated, and I don't even know myself how that works. Like I said, I just happen to have a prepaid one from the bank that I banked with, and I got it for the purpose of showing the board, what it's like.
Thank you, send me that. The other question I had is, has anybody heard from Mr. Morales anytime recently?
Robert?
Yeah,
I saw him at Publix yesterday.
okay.
He was gonna come. He says
All right.
his hours have changed at work, so
We haven't seen him.
he's
and
working
I haven't
nights.
heard from him, I just wanted to see if he's still on
Yeah.
board and
Well,
what we want. Active.
Next meeting, we will have to make a decision on Robert. There's been a couple meetings that I missed. It's going to take us time.
If he wants to quit, I'll quit the fines committee and come back on the board.
We don't want to
Say,
I know you don't want to.
I won't say that too loud, because I'll quit.
I just messaged
No, I would put out there, as we always do, welcome volunteers that might want to sit up here.
I'm healthy now.
I'd be happy to know. But we might talk, we might trade places.
No, I'll trade places with Robert. I want you on the board. I'm not an idiot.
Okay.
That was it.
Any other question? Nick?
No, that was it.
No, I'm good.
Okay, we can start with you.
Okay.
We're coming
Go
back.
ahead.
Well, first of all, I wanted to thank for the letters that you guys have been sending out, the NOVs. I think that I myself got one. I need to paint my house and I've been putting it away, but I think it's a good thing to remind people that there's things that we need to do beautification on the community. But I don't know if it was you had been in contact with via email and phone. My neighbor had one received for tree trimming, and he showed it to me because I'm a biologist for the county, and don't work in the tree department, but know a little thing about trees. And the way the NOV is written is poorly written, and it can be interpreted as the trees need to be hacked, which will create a violation for the property owners or for the association with the county. So I contacted the property owner, the property manager, I don't know if it was you, and I got some information. We need to change this language in those letters to avoid people from hiring the first landscaper they see down the street to trim their trees. There is proper ways to prune trees. Not pruning your trees properly can make them more hazardous for storms, more likely for them to topple with hurricane winds. I brought little booklets. These are not very informative, but they have some information about pruning and cuts like that. I work full-time. I have 2 small kids, so my time is a little limited, but I make myself available to meet with whatever landscapers to help you draft a different letter. I work very closely with the tree department. I have access to the language for the code. That's what I do. I look at site plans. I saw the site plans for when you guys proposed the walkway. We came through our, for Durham. So in that aspect, I just wanted to come here today, and because I like the community, for it to be a wonderful community. And unfortunately, what happens sometimes in this area of the county is that people not knowledgeable cut their trees, and it brings down the price of houses in communities. If you look at nice communities, Pinecrest, Coral Gables, known for the big, nice canopy. So that's all my comments. It was more an offer like this.
You, Johanna?
All, and I know I don't think you've done this, but in it, it needs to be clear that whenever you issue a violation within the letter, and I don't think that's in the letter, they need to be aware that they need to submit an ACC form. When they don't submit the ACC form, what you just say happen. There's no specification, they just come and they just do what they want to do.
Okay.
And we have had a lot of problems in this community already that independent contractor comes in, they do a driveway, they do something and they leave the street messy. So everyone needs to be aware, and communication can also place that on the newsletter next. Must have an ACC form. And the tree issue, that's valid. You might have to meet with, I'm sorry, your name? Joanna, and talk to her a little more, because with this tree issue, I don't know how you can monitor that, but it's something that needs to be addressed. When I say monitor, it's because you already sent out these letters, and tomorrow I might get someone and just cut. So, I mean, you're right, but I think the biggest thing is the monitoring. That's why we have to.
No excuse, they don't cut right.
100%.
The city can come in and find
Right,
out.
and I
We're not liable,
agree.
ignorance is no excuse.
And I agree with you, but do you see the city coming through?
No, they don't.
No, they do. They do. I mean, the county, yes, they do. I work for the county, And,
Yeah, but y'all come through, y'all
no,
come,
no, no, well, because I live here, no, but I have people from from Durham come here because they're called, by people calling in to report different things, so. Not, you don't see us very often, but yeah, there is people.
It'll come usually from a complaint.
Complaint.
Probably someone that didn't want to trim their tree, they're gonna say, hey, listen, all these people are trimming their trees and it looks a bit, I don't think it's within code. And then once they're in here, they're gonna be checking
And with the
everything.
driveway, what some of the things that have been doing, zoning has been doing lately, is we have different quarters that we have to look at aerials. People do it for different things. We should look at properties. Was this addition made recently? Was this driveway beyond what it was needed to be? So the thing is that there's not enough people to do it, but they do it. So we gotta stay within
I know you don't come
what is
through
allowed.
to the month, but, you know, we would really request that you come
Oh,
more often
believe me.
because, you know, that's what they need to do. We would be
Right.
glad that they send all their enforcers officers through here at least once a month. That would be beautiful.
Once a month?
That would be,
think this is
would be
something-
beautiful.
I did.
I said once a month because I know everybody has a-
more
I did speak to her when I spoke to you.
For you
I remember I asked her to send me to cite the articles in the county, because it's something that I would like to incorporate in the tree trimming
Right, and they
regulation.
sent you,
I saw everything, so, basically what I'm waiting on is, one of the things, our violation letters, as we've spoken before, were prepared by Edo. So actually, I would have to submit the county to him, because in me altering the letter, it's considered practicing law, and my license is not permitted.
Yes.
What you can
That
do
we can stand it.
is just add the information to the letter. Just put the information
Okay.
behind it, you know, like I,
Right,
you know.
yeah.
Right, but.
Yeah, as simple as it, please make sure that when you ask, that you hire somebody, it needs to have the certifications and it needs to follow the standards.
What the ACC follows.
Okay,
And it might, if it's possible, it looks like according to Felix's numbers, we have 35 homes that were cited for that. And we can reach out to them at this point if we haven't heard from them, or those that we haven't, just say, hey, listen, you know, this has come up, there may be issues, let's warn. You know, Richard's right, it's not our fault if they go and do it wrong. If it needed trimming and they do it, they hack it up, like, then it's not our fault, but we also, you know,
Yeah.
Be ashamed.
we don't want
Be
to,
ashamed, right?
you know, be.
What worries me the most is that, I know there's not intent to say to cut at 8 feet, but there's stuff that says, there's something that's a line that says 8 feet, and it leads the person to believe that you need to hack the tree at a level of 8 feet. So that's what worried me when I saw it, I was like, ooh,
okay.
we need to do something about these letters, because,
No,
Yeah,
the thing with the feet is over the street. And it's not 8 feet. I think we're looking at this 15, 16 feet because of big trucks.
Right.
On this side, we not every on the owner side, we not really unless it's covering the house, the view of the house, then we address it. But
Well,
if it's not covering the view of the house, we're not really.
there was a few tree violations that got them for that reason. For example, there was one that it was obscuring the house number.
Oh well, that you got to cut that piece.
There was one that was obscuring one of our light poles completely.
Okay.
So, and you know, in that sense, that's why they got a tree violation as well.
Right, well, what I'm telling you is
Yeah.
that what you may look at a light and saying, we need to trim the street because of the light. You need to walk that tree with somebody that knows about trimming. Because for you to make that call without knowing what needs to be made, you might be looking at the light, at the number, and somebody that's an expert tell you, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to replace or remove the light, or you're gonna have to place your number somewhere else, because that tree is this big and is protected. So you either have to mitigate for it, meaning as if you were gonna cut it down, or you know, there's things, so that's what I'm saying, we still need to follow the code, and the code says that there's regulations for the streets, so we need to be careful. So, just let me know if you want, you know, we
Please.
can meet, and I can tell you. Another thing, and I'm sorry, I don't want to take more time, this is a different topic. I saw that you guys had replaced some of the speed bumps.
Yes.
By one of the little parks. is there a way to request an additional speeding?
Take one of those.
The same as mine.
More speed bumps and equal number for less speed bumps.
There's streets
Can I work?
I vote
that
against.
have a lot. There's streets that have so many, but in the street, 201 street.
14, is that good enough? Is that a good
No, well, there's one that you have like five,
Throw
of, but then you
it down,
have, in particular in mine, because I guess the way it connects, people just tend to.
The
go
The newsletter
really
has an
fast.
article right now, I don't know if you've seen the newsletter already, but it's being distributed as we speak. There's an article with regards to the speed bumps on it right now.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's streets that probably can use less, but,
Against.
Yes.
No.
No,
Pro, kind
but
of, pro.
in this one, I just had, yesterday, I was taking weeds out of my garden, and I was afraid my behind was going to get, because people just, in that particular street, they just fly, and I can show you.
Fire next to them.
No, I think if I go to the park, no,
On
no.
the
like-
entrance, it gets-
Well, 201 Street is the
Even
one.
201st, even with the speed bumps, it already like that.
No,
When-
201 they think it's a speedway. I have two small
You need to
children.
put a brick wall.
Okay,
What street is
okay, when we
201
finish the meeting,
We can discuss that.
talk with this gentleman.
You want to?
Anyway,
I want less.
Me too. I don't
I get this all the time.
okay, you had any other questions?
No, that's it.
Richard?
I called you about the people that were doing our pathway.
Yes,
They left this, I've done it now 3 times. I can't get the white stuff that are like tire tracks off of my driveway, or the black tar. I've gone with my pressure hose.
I'm gonna have Henry pressure clean it for you.
I don't need
No, wait,
any
wait, wait,
pressure
wait,
cleaner, I
wait.
can have my own pressure cleaner. I want the company to go there and
Who put the
Okay. Wait, no, you're right. I'm gonna have him take.
I want the
Yes.
company to go there that we pay to do the right job and have them wash it off. I don't need them to fix, my driveway's in good shape, I'm gonna have it refinished. But I want that stuff off. The man wants to charge me an extra $700 now to clean that stuff off before he refinishes. I don't wanna pay that. I want them to just take that stuff, it's only from my, not back
We
in.
got 2 points.
Okay,
Any other question?
nothing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And,
I'll call George in the morning.
and Henry not supposed to be clean.
No, plenty.
Sorry,
Nobody do
I was,
that.
had the wrong thing in mind.
Okay. Question? Any question? for-
Yes, I live on 94th Avenue, right here. I called about 3 or 4 months ago about, some of the kids over there selling marijuana. I think I spoke to you or something. You went over there the same day. Yeah, I'm not happy about that. Thank God they moved.
Okay.
They lost their house, they moved. Now it's peaceful. The only problem we have is there's always cars parked on 19701, right here on 84th Avenue. They don't park in the parking lots, it's always in the street. Sometimes we can even pass them.
Okay.
For the
That
emergency vehicles, sometimes it's hard to,
should not happen.
but it's always, it's been,
It's our night rover.
Well, but we need to address it.
Please send me,
No.
me.
You review the, let's address it, and that's supposed to be on the new addendum that we're dealing with this new company. There's gonna be a new company coming in, hopefully the 1st March. But the company that's now should have been doing that. There should not, any car that is parked on common ground, if it don't have a sheet that say that there are visitors and they're here, that we can call or knock the door where they're staying, they need to be told that immediately. They're not supposed to be parking, no grass, no common area, need to be told. Okay, there's no reason for that. Okay, it's either the owner do the right thing or we're dealing with the public. We have to stop the issue of people doing what they want to do.
right.
Any other question?
How's that?
So the homeowners that here, they will receive any letters of compliance for already having the roof cleaned, or are we supposed to receive something, or no news is good news, or?
Any owner that get a violation letter if once they complete they need to contact the property manager by email. Property manager, have you set up a time frame? Because we need to let the homeowner know, once they say, okay, I'm finished, you need to let them know I will be there within 5 days. I don't know how many days, I don't want to, well, we have to say we will be there within 5 days, and we need to send them a letter after the 5 days. And we have to make sure all the board members are CC. Because we want to make sure anything that comes to management is followed. But once you get an email from a homeowner, you need to send them an email back the same day, letting them know you're acknowledging the receipt of the email, just for them to know you received it, and tell them how long it can take. Please.
Yeah, 'cause it's been done like 3 weeks ago, and I was told that it was gonna stop by the next day, but I haven't heard anything.
What's the address for your unit? Chances are,
19571.
what, I'm sorry?
19571, Northwest 82nd Court.
82nd Court?
Yeah, also the neighbor next door, he did his at the same time as mine.
Was this done verbally?
Huh?
Was this done verbally?
I called the Infinity. First I emailed them, and then I didn't, then I,
Did you receive an email back?
no. That's why I was wondering if is it still pending?
Did you email the info at Marbella Park, or did you email the affinity?
Well, Infinity,
Okay.
yeah.
I will follow up with the corporate office, because moving forward, there's always on the violation, there's an info at marbellapark.org. Okay, what it does is it sends it to the board and myself, and I receive it a lot quicker than it going through affinity, and then them forwarding it to me.
Well, we need to take our
Because
village out.
besides that,
It's not even on the violation, but I want to change it here.
No, but if it's on the web, we need to take it out.
because
because-
besides that, when I
Yeah.
called and spoke to the individual on the phone, he says to send me a picture of my house.
Okay,
And then he said, well, I'm gonna stop by tomorrow.
okay.
'Cause
All
in
the-
the email I stated I was not gonna send a picture unless he wanted to wait for the invoice, unless he wanted to see the canceled check. And then he said, well, let's stop by tomorrow.
Okay.
So I don't know what was the outcome of it.
All the violation letters must have,
They do. The info at marbellapark.org, all violation
and have
letters.
your phone number,
They have, I will check on that, I'm not 100% sure at this moment.
because if he getting a violation letter with sending information to info, I can't understand how we get
A
I
different
figured
email
right,
address.
Because I did have email back and forth,
right,
and
but
then when,
But when you get, you're, what, I'm trying to understand something, I don't know. I get this
it
letter,
was in reference to the violation.
I know, but
Directed to the letter that was sent, that says where to email it, and then it said that it was done. And then,
did it say affinity or info? Because affinity not supposed to be
well,
there.
the letter that I received, stating that there was a violation, have it clean, there it says the information who to email back or who to write to. It's on the letter itself.
So that's the one you use?
Yeah, and then I
So
was
we need-
told,
We need to readdress.
you know,
Okay, thank you very much for bringing that, because that needs to be readdressed.
and I guess do I have to need some sort of architectural or something? Because I've been having issues for years with Public Works, with my driveway being all messed up because they came over, they took pictures, it's been going on for a long time, even the lady witnesses it. He goes over the grass right onto the driveway, he's got it all cracked. I've had it repaired, repainted all over again. But it just so happens I have this little flexible cone that I remove when the garbage when I place it when the garbage comes and I remove it, so it stays clear. But that day I didn't have garbage, I didn't put it out, and he ran over it again. So I've been dealing with the city with this problem, and I don't know. They just
Oh, you're talking about the trash can?
the trash can, when he makes a turn, and I said to them, look, I understand there's a big truck, but all he has to do is back up a couple of feet and then go forward and not go over the driveway, because it's not made to handle the weight of that truck. And the end gets all cracked up, it's all messed up, so I just had it repaired and repainted. So So I just put this thing there in the corners to remind them, don't go over the driveway. It's been going on since
You go on my
19,
driveway every
all the time.
time.
I know, and you don't want to see when he drives from north to
Drives
south and
fast.
makes the turn.
I get that.
But if it's okay, I don't know if I need any permission to put this thing out there or to,
Nicole,
it's actually it's a
have you,
It's a
have you,
pole, it's
have you-
it's plastic.
have you caught them on camera?
I have taken pictures of them,
No, pictures.
but no video. But my only other witness is my neighbor that she's seen it.
Right, but you might want to.
I just don't want it to happen anymore now that it's been fixed.
As soon as you make a video, it won't happen.
It would happen
anymore.
again, that's
Believe
right.
me, as soon as you
But
step back
I've
in the
had,
city.
I've had the
I don't get that.
managers and the officers of Dade County come out and,
But you need to get a video, because if you get a video, and you send it where it needs to go, and you let them know they have to pay, they can deal with the driver. And I get
well, so
really-
far I've heard him backing up.
Well-
He must have gotten a notice.
But you never know if maybe that day he's got somebody else covering for him who's on vacation.
The only thing with that is whatever you're putting out there, you just have to move it.
Yeah, I just remove it when it's not garbage day, and when it is, I
That's
just
it.
put it back up.
I said, I don't see no issue with that.
On the issue of forms, I'd like for Jose to go over the website form section. There are a lot of forms that probably are from other management companies. So if you could go and send us the forms that need to be in that section and
Okay.
tell us what's.
I'll look over it, and whatever's obsolete is obsolete, and whatever is not isn't. So far, the forms I know that we're familiar with a lot is count dispute, the ACC form, which I did notice that there's two different ACC forms. There was one that was an older one, which I like better, which I decided, it's better because it has the date received. And then there's another one that's a little bit more vague. I like the one that has it with the date received and everything. So I'll double check it, and if not, I'll make sure that that's the one that's on the website. It has the info on morellapark.org anyway. And anything else that you need, just let me know.
Well, you just send us the form that you use, like if you have a decal form, the forms that people are asking for, they should.
I have the complete transfer form. I don't know if that's on the website. If not, I'll send it to you. I'll send you the forms of everything I have, and that way it'll be on the website as well.
Okay. Yes, Joanna, right? Yes. Myself, Felix, Alex, and Fritz, the three of us, we work on the newsletter, the monthly newsletter that we do. And based on what you said a while ago with regards to the trees, we would like, to see perhaps for the next newsletter, you can do a little write-up for us, and we'll definitely publish it, so, to clarify.
Okay,
Those
sure, no
things.
problem. I'll try to get some information from the tree people to see what language they have and something, talk to the tree manager, see what he can give me, so that we can give some information for the community.
That'd be awesome, yes, yes.
Phone number,
Exactly.
email.
So you want to exchange information?
Yes, definitely. And also, as I discussed with you a couple of days ago, with regards to the newsletter, there's a couple of areas that we would like to implement going forward. One is we want to design an area as President Corner, an area where the president can make whatever announcement and talk to the community. It could be just as far as telling the community Happy New Year or what have you. So but we'll work with you on that, whether you do it on your own or we do a little interview, and so we'll come up with something every month for the President's Corner. And the second area, we're looking at a management report. And for that, what we would like to get from you, anything with regards to violations, because we want to put those out there, because the more people see them, then they're like, wow, I'm not supposed to do this, and that. So we want to put them out there every month. Any issues with regards to security, any vandalism, any report that you can give us that we can disclose to the community, so we, put in the area for management report, as well as, telling people how to respond to violations and things of that sort.
Basically, like an article every month based on anything like that.
Exactly. It's just, what we're looking for is facts. Stuff that happened that you did for the last 30 days. I guess all you have to do is just go through whatever it is. that
Yeah,
you
the
do.
manager's report, and I'll just draft something. I'll draft something in context and word, because I know that sending an open work order report, you don't want to put that up there. You want something that has spirited.
Gotcha, and we'll work on it together, so if we could get that like, when the newsletter come out, if we can get that like maybe a week before, that way we can get back to you with if there's any issue.
Moving forward, what I want to do overall with meetings and everything, instead of the weekend before, I'd like to get everything ready at least a week before. That way, it's still tentative to any changes, but for the most part, it's completed. So you'll have something from me. If the meeting's on a Tuesday, you'll probably have it from me 2 Friday, not the Friday before, but the one before that.
Well, but that may be too far, though. We want to be able to cover, just.
Or like a
do it
rough
within a
draft.
week.
We'll work on a rough draft, and then if I need to add something as a thought comes in, it can be submitted as well.
Exactly, and also including there, whatever bits that you have gotten, and as we go on, and we, we'll get it printed up as we go. And the last comment I want to make, I want to direct it to Nick. And last month, there was an issue with the exchange of emails that we had. I just want to let you know that I know you and your wife for a while. Okay, I know that you guys are good people, that you guys really care about this community, and that you guys have done a great job for this community. And I wrote a few things in there that I want to acknowledge that they were somewhat inappropriate, and for that I just wanted offer my sincere apology to you. And I consider both you and your wife friends, and that's where we are.
I appreciate that. Water new bridge.
Thank you. Please keep in mind that problems in the community, problems vandalism, is a double-edged thing. Okay, so I just putting that out.
Well, that's why we have the review,
No, I'm right, but
send it to you guys for approval,
Right, no, but I want to put that out there because it's good, but then I'm moving into a community, I read these. So, it's just, to me, that's fine, it doesn't bother me.
Just last week, I don't know if it happened a lot this past week, but just last week, remember about a year ago, there was people going around breaking into cars that were unlocked. It just happened on my street last week. I know 2 of my neighbors, their cars got broken into. They just go around and try to lock, and if the car is unlocked, they go in. If it's locked,
It's not a new thing, it's been going on, it's happened to me a few times, where I've
So-
forgotten to lock the key, and then in the morning I find everything disheveled.
What I
inside.
think what we can do is use those issues to create an article saying, this is what the Department of Community Watch Crimes say is happening in all communities. But these are the recommendations. Remember to do this, remember to do this, remember to do this, remember to do this. We're doing 2 things. We're telling them it's happening not only in this community, but it's happening in
Everywhere else.
other communities. And this is the recommendation that I can, I remember when I was there, I remember they told me about the stealing a car. I told you when you park your car, turn your steering wheel and put the emergency on. And then lock it. Lock the steering wheel. And they said it's making it a little more difficult for them to steal, move the car. So, not that they can't break in, but it's hard for them to move the car itself. So, think about that, but I would say those are kind of ideas, and thinking about the different things that you want to do, that's probably going to put another page, which is good too. We've been on 2 because of what we can afford to do, but if we go to 3 and 4 pages, that's fine.
no problem.
Regarding that, do you have a watch, how do you call the community watch?
Crime watch.
Crime watch.
We tried several times to do that, but the folks are not coming up. We send flyers, we had a tent
Police
here,
came,
about
the
2 or 3
police came
times.
out a couple.
Police came out, we had a group of police, the captain, everybody was out there.
Very few people, yeah, my husband came to one of those, and he told me that the turnout from the community was very poor.
Is and is the community getting affected by it?
Yeah, because I got broke into my house. They stole about $50,000 in my cars. One of the things I wanna you to know, one time somebody went into, I parked one of my cars right across from my house. So somebody just passed by and put that they were gonna tow my car because it's been parking there. That's my truck. It's not a commercial truck, it's my truck.
Was
So-
it on your lot?
Huh?
Was it on your lot?
Yeah, it was across from my house in the parking lot, resident
It was where?
parking lot, public parking. And
Oh, it was
public
the
parking.
public parking?
Yeah, well,
How long it was parked there?
no, it was, every day, I park it every day.
So it's 24 hours?
Yeah, so, but somebody just put a sticker. So I didn't know, I came to the security, he didn't know, I came to the guy that you have for,
Yeah.
to work here. He told me, no, we never put those type of stickers, we have a different color. It was like a yellow color. So I went to my neighbor, he has cameras, so I saw a white car, a Toyota, a Honda, white car. Somebody just got down from the car and put the sticker over there. So I didn't know.
Maybe it's a neighbor that's tired.
And then, little did I know that I started looking for that car because I saw the video and everything. I was going the west
West side.
west side, and I saw that car there. It was, I think,
Security from there?
no, it wasn't the security. I think it was the management company from there.
Wow.
And they had one car towed, you know, and they were waiting for him. He just arrived in that car, and I told him, why you putting a sticker? I live in the east, man. Why you be putting stickers over there in the east? And he couldn't say anything. I'm gonna call the police on you. And he got all nervous and this and that, and they left. But we have to be careful with those people. You know, if you ever have a kind watch people over here, and up to be part of it, sometimes I come late from work and 2 or 3 in the morning. One time I got to my house and I saw people taking gas out of my car. It's crazy. Hopefully those people
Okay.
move already. So.
One of the things that we have to remember that any incident we are seeing, we need to call police. Don't think you're calling security. Police. You gotta call police because security are here. Security pretty much at the entrance, and then we have from 10 at night to 6 o'clock in the morning a rover. But that person, if they say something, they're supposed to call police. They're not gonna do anything.
The police don't do anything.
No, but
When they robbed my house, the police actually told me, why didn't you shoot them? I said, they were kids. If they were adults, I would have shot them. They were kids, you know? They destroyed my house, but they were kids. I said, I'm not gonna shoot a kid. I would die the rest of my life. I'd be thinking about it, you know?
In addition to what Ernesto said about if you see anything, call the police. Before anything, you make sure that your personal safety is insured before you do that.
Yeah, well.
Just ensure that your personal safety before you call the police. That's the most important thing.
and you don't have to identify
You
yourself.
don't have to identify yourself. It's very anonymous.
No, I called a lot of times already for those people.
Yeah, but you don't have to identify.
Yeah.
Don't identify yourself.
Just make sure that your personal safety is insured before you make a call.
I thought this is Richard Wolf now.
Should the residents report it to the association so that we can keep an internal log of what's happening in our community? I mean,
Okay, they can do that after,
yeah, absolutely.
but they need to understand.
Call the police first.
Because we don't want them thinking they can call us first.
No.
We are not doing
I had
anything.
a similar issue that somebody broke it, somebody had a break-in.
But write it down properly. We're not doing anything because those, we are not police. Yeah, that's not our responsibility.
That's what I explained to a homeowner last week. They had a break-in in their car, and he caught it all on camera. And I told him, I said, well, did you call the police? Well, no, I'm reporting it to you. No, it happened on your property. You call the police. When you get a report, you submit a copy of that to us. We'll keep it on file. If you can if you have the video or you have pictures, that'd be great. Submit it to us, and that way we know as well, you know, what's going on. I mean, obviously, the night rover and against securities won't do anything, you know, but call the police. But at least they're on alert from, you know, for the most part.